Now, after President Biden's visit with the troops, he was briefed on the humanitarian response in Poland, where he spoke about the children affected by this war.
It's just devastating to see those little babies, little children, and looking at mothers who you don't have to understand the language they speak. You just see in their eyes pain, and I mean literally pain, watching their children. I don't think there's anything worse for a parent than to see a child suffering.
Millions of children have fled this war. Some left their parents behind. UNICEF says nothing on this scale has happened since World War II, and the group has a lot of work ahead, caring for children in the middle of a nightmare.
People are crossing on trains, they're crossing by car, they're crossing on bus, and many are crossing on foot. And they arrive at the border with literally all that they could carry with them, exhausted, cold, wet.
UNICEF says about 7.5 million children lived in Ukraine. The war has displaced more than half of them, about 4.3 million. Joe English of UNICEF says caring for them means providing a little bit of everything.
Given the scale of the crisis, we are having to clear out our warehouses and then rapidly refill, bring in new supplies and work to get them into the country, even from midwife kits, to make sure that children are being born safely, even in the most difficult circumstances, in bunkers, makeshift wards, early childhood development activities, nutrition, making sure that kids have got access to education supplies, water and sanitation, toys for kids, because ultimately we can meet all of these basic needs, but if we're not giving children a chance to have a childhood at the same time, then it's going to have long-term repercussions for them.
Many of these children clearly understand a war is going on, and they hate it.
It's a river of blood, it's loud noises, it's terrible.
We are trying everything to reach children, to reach families, no matter where in the country they may be. But the reality is that if bombs are falling and bullets are flying, we can't get our people in there safely. We need humanitarian corridors. We need these humanitarian pauses in the fighting. If the guns can fall silent and if the bombs will stop falling, we can be in there. But without that, it's going to be very difficult.
Diplomats are trying to negotiate safe passage for humanitarian aid. Many Ukrainians have been demanding a no-fly zone.
Please do something for us. People are saying in Ukraine, please close the sky.
UNICEF and the UN's refugee agency are trying to set up another way, what they call blue dot hubs.
And these are safe spaces along the route, both in registration centres and also at train stations and wherever we're seeing movements of people and people gathering. And they provide children with a safe place to play. They also provide parents with that safe space to know that they can get more information about the services that are going to be available to them in the country that they're in.
The hubs also help connect unaccompanied minors with protection services, and they offer counseling to deal with the traumas of war for parents and kids.
It's hard mentally. You are hoping that you will be sleeping calmly, but you're not sure. You don't know what will happen next. It was scary. I was worried about my father, about my mother, that I left them there. It was scary to hear it, how these bombs were exploding.
The exodus from Ukraine raises the risk of human smuggling, child trafficking, and exploitation.
And so UNICEF has a practical guide in terms of minimizing protection risks for children on the move, both inside Ukraine and in Poland and the surrounding countries. Even if we get the risk down to 1% or 0.1 of 1%, when the numbers are so huge, you're still talking about tens of thousands of children potentially at risk, tens of thousands of women potentially at risk. So the quicker that we can work to identify these most vulnerable and get them the care and services and protection that they need, then we'll be mitigating those risks.
But beyond the basic needs like supplies, counseling, and protection, UNICEF and Ukrainians both say their greatest need is peace.
The bombs are falling down on the city a lot and people are dying. It is so difficult. We just want peace. We want everybody to be alive.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.